David, sum up your feelings in that game.
Obviously delighted to win the derby. I think not just on today. I think when you think back to the week we've had, 3 real tough games, to beat Celtic here, to go to Tannadice and win, and then to finish that off by beating your local rivals at home, a huge game, 2 clubs going into it really high in confidence. I'm delighted to get the 3 points and finish off a brilliant week. The players have put some effort into it and fully deserved it based on the second half performance especially. I thought first half we looked a wee bit nervy, turned the ball over too much, didn't switch it enough, not enough quality in possession at times. I thought we forced it at times, whereas I thought second half much more like ourselves, and I thought we really deserved the game based on our second half performances and seen the game out really well as well, which is pleasing for everyone.
If you're going to win a derby, you might as well win it with a screamer. Sum up Jack Iredale's contribution.
Yeah, I think I think he was. It's a brilliant strike. It's very fitting to win a derby in that way, and it's a strike that he's not a prolific goal scorer, is he? So someone to step forward and put it in the top corner like that. It was a brilliant strike, and it needed to beat a goalkeeper like Craig Gordon for that distance. It needs to be a brilliant strike, and it certainly was that. And as I've just said, they're fully fitting to win a derby in that moment, and a special moment for him, for something that I'm sure he'll have us on screensavers and on constantly repeat, because he certainly won't do that very often again.
This run has been incredible. You must have the belief in the scent that third is on the cards for you guys.
I think our mindset's not going to change anytime soon. I think we're constantly talking about catching the team in front of us. Now I know we've kicked off early today, so the opportunity was there for us. Yes, it was a derby and everything that goes with that, so we had to deal with that and had to be ready for that. And I thought the focus was still the same thing. If we won the game today, we go 7 points clear of Hearts, and you go ahead of Aberdeen, who are currently sitting in third, which is exactly what we needed to do. We managed to do that. Now obviously Aberdeen and Dundee United are going to play now, so it could change, but our focus is all about catching that team in front of us, and that's not going to change anytime soon. We need to cement that place in the top 6. Today's win gives us a real strengthens our hand on that front, but there's 4 games before the split now, 4 massive games, because all the teams right the way down have got something to play for now. There's nothing going to, between now and the split, every game's going to be huge, but can we get as many points as we can going into that split and give ourselves the best possible chance to finish as high up the league as we can. But I think we've demonstrated now for a number of weeks that we're a really good side, we're in a good place, but there's still a lot of improvement to be done.
2 derby wins in a row, it's not happened for a number of years. Do the guys just want it more at the moment in this match?
I don't think it's about wanting it more. I think we're playing well. I think we're going into the game with full of confidence. I think when you think back to both sides, to be honest, and where we were the last time the teams met, we're both in a different position now, but I think we're building something here all the time. Yes, it was a derby against your local rivals, but there's loads of records that we've set and broke today. I think as you've just touched on there, back to back, I think that's the first time in 16 years in the league game or something like that, and also it's 1 defeat in 17, 18, something like that.
Yeah,
18. So I've touched on a lot with the players about, can we keep moving forward and can we keep changing history in a real positive way. Before we played Hearts at Tynecastle, it was 5 years to the day since we won at Tynecastle, so that tells you, history tells you, these are difficult games to come out on top. I think even today, the last team to win at Easter Road in the derby was Hearts, so we needed to make sure we corrected that. Loads of little incentives to try and drive the players on, and we're responding well to that at the minute, which is brilliant.
What else can you say about his kind of influence in the team and his personality?
I think he's a real man. He's a guy who puts his body on the line all the time. He's 100%er. He plays at times when carrying knocks and niggles. He'd always put his hand up to try and play. He had to be really patient for his opportunity. When he joined the club, he had a bit of an injury, but since he's had his opportunity and he's got in the team, I think he's very consistent, makes really good decisions. If he does make a mistake, he doesn't let it fluster him. He keeps moving forward, and he's certainly the type of player that you need in your dressing room. That when people talk about who you want sitting beside you and who's got your back going into a game, he's definitely one of them. He's a leader, he's a man, he's someone that gives absolutely everything every single week, and you can't have enough of them in your squad, that's for sure. It was good. I think he was reluctant to try and come on. Eddie, typical Eddie fashion, didn't want anything to do with any limelight or any of that. I've seen it as that sort of way, but that was a special moment for everyone. I specifically said to the staff right at the end of the game that Sunshine on Leaf here, it's one of the greatest songs in football from my opinion. I know I'm biased, but I think it is. When you hear it, I've been so fortunate to hear it a couple of times as a player, now as a coach, and when you stand in the centre circle, it's even better. So to stand in the middle of the pitch and really feel it and feel that connection between the players, the staff and the supporters, it's why we do it. These are the memories that all the staff can, they're all a massive part of it as well. And to get Eddie on the pitch at the end there, it was emotional at the same time because he's been through a lot. So to get him back today and get him back in amongst it, I'm delighted for him as well because he's a massive part of what we do. He's a massive help to me, and I'm very, very grateful for that.
Did you tweak anything at half time to get that reaction?
Yeah, a few tweaks here and there. I think the biggest thing was, we needed to play better, decision making, but also because of the way Hearts were playing with that diamond, we knew we needed to switch the play a lot better. There were a couple of occasions when we did play through Hearts, I thought we looked quite good. We created a few chances off the back of that, but it didn't happen often enough. And every chance that I thought Hearts got in the first half was through an error or lashing at clearances or a little bit of lack of composure. And we never switched it anywhere near enough in the first half. Second half, miles better. Decision making, rather than going trying to score every time we won the ball back. A little bit more composed, got it wide, and then when you've got the quality for Nicky and Chris in the wide areas, you can gamble and get in the box, and I think we've definitely benefited for that in recent weeks as well. When the run we've been on, with two strikers in there, Josh Campbell arriving in the box, and I thought we were much more like ourselves. Second half, much more aggressive, because I did think first half we weren't great, but we knew we could go up a few levels, and I'm delighted we were able to do that.
Does that just really solve the feel-good factor at the club at the moment?
It does. It shows the connection that's there. As I've said, a lot of people will talk about that song, and you go to certain football clubs where your anthem's played before every game to try and get you up for the game and everything else. This has always been a song that people will say, why do you not play it all the time to get the players up for it? I think it's something that a lot of people say you need to earn it almost, like the moments of having it, but they're so special when they come around, and I think that's what shows you the run we've been on. It shows you the momentum that's building, the connection between us and the fans, that they're right there to the very end today, getting us over the line and driving us forward. They were driving us forward on Wednesday night, and I think they're playing a massive part just now, the fans, and making sure we're getting over the line and keeping this run going.
How important and how impressed were you with the players' positioning and movement, especially in that second half?
Yeah, I think the positions were there in the first half as well. I think the issue was probably maybe when we did turn it over, trying to go forward too quickly or trying to hit a World Cup pass rather than showing a bit more composure and a bit more patience in our play, knowing the space was going to be there. But you're also, I also understand, I've played in these, it's very frantic, it's very, a wee bit edgy maybe going into the game because both teams were on such a good run. It was such an important game for where we need to get to, and Hearts exactly the same. So there was so much at stake today about what your season looks like moving forward. I've just touched on the fact that we now go 7 points ahead of Hearts. That's a brilliant place to be at this stage of the season. But there was a lot riding on the game, and I think I felt that a little bit in the first half. But positionally, I think everybody was fine first half. We were just a lot more composed, and then we had a bit more quality once we got in there. So second half performance was well worthy of the 3 points, I think.